This is what happens when you put Vibrams in the dryer. I did that by accident. I wash them all the time in the washer, but I usually let them air dry, and this time I just took a bundle of stuff out, and this was in the bundle. I thought maybe I could wear them and correct that, but a major problem right here is the grip. The bottom came off of some of the toes here. I guess shoe glue. I'll try to fix that. I'm not going to throw them away, but we'll see what I can do with these. This is a race wrap-up report for Shir-Gang, the 21K. The race was on October 27th, 2013. I received a phone call the other day, actually my wife did, and the race officials were asking, or the volunteers, were asking about my address because it was incomplete, and my wife asked them my time, and turns out that my chip time was a 1:40 for the 21K. But I think I can do better, but it is a PR. I would like to just kind of talk about the race a little bit. I do have some video footage in a minute, race footage. And so the only thing that I can really complain about, it was a great race. The only thing I can really complain about was the lack of parking in the beginning. My wife had to drop me off. Luckily, I didn't go alone. She dropped me off and parked far away and just waited till I was done, and I gave her a call. The race starts down by a dam. You go off of a ridge and walk down a steep hill into this flat lower area close to the dam, where there were lots of tents set up. I mean, there were like 6,000 people that joined the races, not just the 21K, but the marathon, the 21K, and some other shorter distances. And of course, the Job Johnny's down there, and all the vendors and stuff, and it was, you know, pretty festive atmosphere. Exciting, and they had a stage, and these puppet guys from I don't know if you're from Taiwan, you know these temple guys with the big heads. Anyway, they were kind of a half temple guy, half Mickey Mouse with the big hands. You'll see on the video. 所以请各位选手特别注意一下，我们起跑时间都一样，6点33分会组织来做起跑的动作。I got pretty close to the starting line, and what was really cool is they had these placards with your average 21K time on it. So I found what was my last 21K, which was like a 1:55, and I stayed by that placard. So what that does is it separates the runners. The faster runners are in the front, and slower runners are in the back, the way it should be. But many races aren't organized like that, and so you have to, the first mile or the first kilometer, you have to pass all these slow people. So it was great the way they set it up. I still passed a bunch of people in the front, but it was really nice being closer to the start line. It opened up pretty quickly, and it was pretty flat for most of the run, and then there was pretty steep hills towards the end, but a lot of the running was on a rubberized track, which was made for bicycling. So once again, GPS failed me. It automatically paused. I might as well take some video. At least I can go off the time that's on my cell phone. We started at about 6:30, so I have a rough approximation of my time. It's a nice track here. I think we're going through Holy Horse Farm. See you later. Pretty neat feature of this race that no other race that I know of has is there was a 3-kilometer tunnel that you run through, narrow tunnel. And you would think it would be colder, but it was actually hotter in there. So when you come out of the tunnel, this just blast of cool air. It felt great. So that was good. And before the tunnel, you run over a river. There's a bridge. It's really nice. I thought it would be cool in here, but it's actually hotter in here. We passed Holy Horse Farm. They rent out bicycles, and you could smell the horses. But they rent out bicycles, and so it was funny because some of the vendors were saying, as we were running by, they were saying, "Hey, rent a bicycle from us," as if they wanted us to quit, mid-stride and jump on a bicycle to finish the race. So nobody was having any of that, but we just laughed and waved and passed by them. And there were lots of great cheering crowds. Most of them were elderly. And they had all kinds of ways to make noise. They were banging frying pans. At every turn, they had people with stones inside bottles and shaking them, like rattlers. So really good, like fan support, sideline spectators, the watching people. Yeah. I crossed the line and I kept going because my training regimen called for more mileage than that race. So I actually ran a little bit in warm-up before the race, and I ran a good kilometer after the race. And then I called up my wife, picked up my goodies, got a bindang, which is a lunchbox, and a towel and stuff that they give away after the race. And then that was it. We head home. So ready for the marathon next. I got my certificate from the Shir-Gang race. We have here the gun time of 1:43. As I told you before, the race organizers called me and told me that my chip time was 1:40, but it's nowhere to be found on the internet. The results are not there. My total place was 111 out of 2,040 paid participants for the 21K, which means I'm between the top 5 and 6%. So pretty happy with that. And my division place was 22nd, but there's nowhere that says how many people were in my division. So I'd really like to know that. But I got my certificate, so another one for the wall. Well, actually, I'm making a pile of them.